So we're gonna get a little acceleration here at the 2 Series. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be looking at the all-new BMW 2 Series. Before we get in this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the BMW Pleasant Grove, Utah for giving me some time with this 2 Series. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And if you don't know, the BMW Pleasant Grove does not charge any sort of markups over MSRP whatsoever. So if you want a great deal on a BMW, definitely reach out to them. Ask for Brendan if you need any help or have any questions. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 33 on the highway, with power outputs being 228 horsepower at 5,000 RPMs and then 258 pound-feet of torque at 1,450 RPMs. Before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood on the 2 Series, you guys can see distinctive lines there on either side, and then you have the normal BMW logo in the center. And then coming down below, you guys can see the LED daytime running lights that are wrapped around the LED headlamps. And then we've got the chrome trim around the kidney front grills. And then you got parking sensors there at the bottom as well. And you know what? Putting it all together, I think the new 2 Series looks pretty good. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 225/40/18 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see with the coloration on the wheel, you got the silver on the top and the metallic gray below that, and then BMW logo in the center. And then taking a look at the side profile here of the 2 Series, you guys can see this is a 4-door because it's the Gran Coupe. And you know, I think it looks pretty cool. You got more silver trim there around the windows, and it kind of matches the trim you have on the wheels. I don't know why I said trim, but the coloration you have on the wheels rather. So here is our key fob for the 2 Series. You have your unlock function, your lock function, which is the BMW logo, and then this, which would unlock the trunk. Now actually popping into the trunk, you do have to pop it open yourself. You guys can see we've got a decent amount of storage space back here. We've got little netting there off to the side, and underneath we got even more storage. And that was easy. Now taking a look at the rest of the rear, you guys can see the taillights here, and then notice the 228i badge, and then look how it's like connected here, so it looks like a light bar that goes to the BMW logo. I think that's pretty interesting. And then xDrive there on the other side. We do have parking sensors here at the bottom, then you guys can see those exhaust tips on either side. And when you put it all together, the 2 Series again is actually a pretty good looking car, and I do like this Gran Coupe design. Here's the door panel in the rear. You guys can see you actually have padding all over the panel, and then where you're going to rest your arm. And then we have BMW's signature door handle right here. And then you've got this like interesting grab handle, storage space down below though. And then here are the seats. You guys can see really nice stitching there in the center, all black. Now this is one of the downsides of the 2 Series. Legroom here in the back is a little bit cramped. You got a little storage net right here, but at least you get some vents and USBs. And then when it comes to headroom, also kind of tight. And we of course have our cup holder armrest. Boom! Now with the front door panel, we actually have this really cool trim piece that goes all the way down. Then you guys can see door lock and unlock, again the handle, memory seat functionality, blind spot monitoring there for the mirrors, and then the mirrors also do power fold in, and then you got more storage down below. And then the front seats are just like the rear, so you guys can see all black, and then you got the black stitching as well. But you know, they actually look pretty dang comfy. They are power adjustable too. Here's a quick look at the pedals, and then you guys can see the light controls just up above. Here's a quick look at the steering wheel. Really nice padding all around. You got a huge steering wheel button on the steering wheel in normal BMW fashion. And then we got some controls for like your phone controls, voice command controls. We do have cruise control with this as well. Turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock. Full digital gauge cluster, just like other BMWs. Looks fantastic. You got the map there in the center, and then you guys can see like the RPMs that are on the one side and the speed on the other side. And then when we do change the drive modes, it does change what it shows. So you got an Eco Pro mode, which does also have an individual mode. And then we've got a comfort mode, which doesn't have any sort of other modes. And then we have a sport, and we have a sports individual that we can go between, and it's pretty cool. So here's your infotainment screen. You guys can see backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and resolution overall on the camera is pretty solid. That's the rest of the infotainment screen. First off, we have a shortcut bar here on the side, makes things really easy, and response time with the screen is also fantastic. This isn't BMW's newest screen because they have like the new Hyper screen, but I still like it a lot. Down below, we have a shortcut button here for the safety tech. This does have a dual zone climate system and heated seats for the front passengers. And then you guys can see here with like the radio presets, and that's one of the cool things about this infotainment screen is you still get more physical controls. We've got a wireless phone charging pad here with a little USB port and a 12 volt and then some cup holders. And then we have our normal BMW shifter here, stability control, that's for your parking sensors, your auto stop start if you can turn that on or off, and then your actual engine stop start. And then we've got all of our drive modes with our auto hold, parking brake, and then this is the analog control for the infotainment system if you don't want to use the touchscreen. Center console here, which, you know, decently spacious, got a USB port in that as well, nice padding there on the top. I also like the trim that goes across, and I like the overall like dash design here, if that makes sense. And glove box. Up top here, we've got controls here for the panoramic sunroof, which nice thing to have in such a small car. So here's a window sticker for this 228i, and you guys can see the base MSRP there. Warranty, 4-year, 50,000 mile new vehicle warranty. And then this one has quite a few options added to it. Total MSRP, $43,385. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors do blind spot monitoring. And through the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So, setting off in the 2 Series, aka the fun, zippy BMW. And it seems like this is every car journalist's favorite BMW, at least the M2, that's for sure. That's the one that all of them seem to love. And I forgot to adjust my side mirror here properly, so let's get that fixed while we wait to turn. That transmission's super responsive. Gets up and moves at a really decent pace. And seat comfort's really good as well. So that's a big plus. Yeah, suspension's actually pretty comfortable with this. I'm surprised. With the 2 Series being so small, you wouldn't think the suspension would be, you know, as comfortable as it is, but you know, BMW's done a pretty good job. Now, it's not as comfortable as, you know, the larger BMWs because those benefit from having a longer wheelbase, but for how small this is, I think I'd say job well done, that's for sure. Yeah, going over that, that's definitely solid. Yeah, I love the steering too. The steering feels nice and tight. Let's see how the suspension does over this little bump here. Yeah, not as good as the bigger BMWs, that's for sure. But it still is pretty dang compliant, so it's got that going for it. Okay, so we're gonna get a little acceleration here at the 2 Series. Yeah, this thing moves. This thing moves, that is for sure. That is impressive. So we're gonna pop it back into the, actually we'll do the Eco Pro mode for the rest of it. See how this does in the economical driving mode. Yeah, really impressed with the suspension overall. So yeah, let's kind of sum things up here with the 2 Series. So first off, I'm just gonna be honest, I don't think this is my favorite looking BMW. I think it looks pretty good, but I do prefer like looks like the 3 Series, for example, over this. I think that looks a little bit more handsome, I suppose is the best way to put it. Interior on this is actually pretty nice. Again, considering the price point and all the technology you get, I think also really solid value. Yeah, like dual zone climate, heated seats, everything. Yeah, you get quite a bit with this for the money. And then, you know, overall with the driving, I think it's really good driving experience. Again, for being such a small luxury car, I'm really impressed actually with the overall driving experience. And so yeah, if you're looking for a, you know, kind of like fun, lightweight, zippy luxury car, this definitely kind of fits that criteria. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything bad. Like I said, I just think the look, that's the only thing I could say is bad, is I prefer the looks of some of the larger BMWs like the 3 Series, but let me know what you guys think about this. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this BMW 2 Series. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the BMW of Pleasant Grove, Utah for giving me some time with this 2 Series. Check out the intro in the description down below. Ask for Brendan if you have any questions. I'll see ya.